Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Console Space podcast, a show where we get together and talk about what's going on in the console space. I'm your host, Sean Colangelo. To my left is co-host and co-producer, the one and only Slick Wick Jonathan Porter. How's it going, JP?
It's going good, Sean.
To my right is co-host and co-producer, the raddest dad you wish you had, Rob Kettlewell. How's it going, Rob?
It's going good, Sean.
All right. So, what have you been playing, JP?
I've been playing some old games, and I also beat Final Fantasy 15.
You beat it?
Yeah.
All right, so what's your final verdict?
On my final verdict? The final verdict on Final Fantasy. I think the first episode of the podcast said enough.
Okay,
I think,
that's true.
Yeah, a bunch of things I liked about it, but I feel like it wasted potential on it because of things I didn't like.
So what old games you playing then?
I'm to be honest, I beat Final Fantasy. I got a couple games lined up. I haven't really played much else. I'm not prepared. Not prepared for the podcast.
Oh.
F.
You're fired.
Yeah. I'm gonna play Front Mission 3 for the PlayStation because I've never played those games before.
Front Mission?
Yeah.
I don't even think I've heard of that, actually.
It's like a strategy RPG with like giant mechs.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's by Square Enix.
Okay. Well, they usually make good games most of the time.
Yeah, and back then especially.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true. All right. Well,
yeah, I have not much to say.
That's good. That's good. Rob, yeah?
I have been playing old games too. I've been replaying through Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard.
Oh, I was with Rob last weekend when he purchased a PS3.
Yeah, I'm up with the times like 10 years ago.
10 years late, but he's got one.
So in 10 more years I'll have a PS4. Yeah.
Whoa.
And then we won't know where you're at because I'll be in virtual reality.
Yeah. We won't even know you anymore.
But I've been playing through that. I got the Game of the Year edition, so it also has Undead Nightmare. That game is hard. It's pretty hard.
I've never played the Undead Nightmare.
Yeah, there's very little ammo on the map and a lot of zombies, so you have to really use the Deadeye meter. And in that game they kind of tweaked it so the Deadeye meter depletes way slower, so you get more of it, but it's difficult.
Huh. Sounds cool.
So wait, did you beat Red Dead or?
Oh God, no.
No. Okay.
It took me, I think I'm 14 hours in, and I am probably a fourth of the way through the Mexico missions.
Okay. Is this the first time you've played Red Dead?
I've played it before. The first time I played it, I just got to Mexico and I stopped playing it because I was using my roommate's PlayStation.
Okay.
And going back and replaying through it, this is the farthest I've gotten.
Okay.
It's a great game. Great game.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm so pumped for the sequel.
Yeah.
But get comfy because.
Oh yeah, we're going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
All right, Sean. What have you been playing?
I actually haven't been playing much. I've had a lot going on in my personal life. I won't get into that, but just a lot of adult things have been happening to me. Wrecked my car 2 weeks ago. It was totaled, and just things like that. So I haven't been playing very much. I did start Gravity Rush 2.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that game when it first came out, probably about a year ago, but just up until now, I hadn't really had time to play it. So, I started that. It's pretty cool, but I'm not that far into it. So, not much, like I said, just a lot going on in my personal life. But on that note, we'll just go ahead and switch to the topic at hand, which today we are going to discuss. Last week, Sony held their 2017 Paris Games Week show. And pretty much just kind of wanted to recap that and see what you guys thought. I don't know if you would rather me go first or...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, take it.
Let's do it.
So It was an interesting conference. It wasn't bad, but I think they kind of hyped it up a little too much. Like they were saying it was going to be like part 2 of E3, and it was a really good showing, but it wasn't like mind blowing by any means. Like most of what they showed was stuff we already know about. Like we got to see more of like the new God of War and like more of the new Shadow of the Colossus remake and there were some things that were surprising though, in good and bad ways. The two things that were surprising that were good were actually at the first one was right when the show started, and the second one was right when the show ended. So, Sucker Punch. They, they began back in the day with Sly Cooper, and then they made Infamous. They released their last release was Infamous Second Son, which was like closing in on almost 4 years ago now. So like for the past couple years, like within the industry, like we've been wondering like what they're up to. And there were always a lot of circulating rumors that they were making a new IP rather than an Infamous game. And about 5 months ago at E3, I was kind of surprised when they weren't there. But sure enough, at Sony's show last week, they actually opened the show with their new IP. It's called Ghost of Tsushima, and it looks like some kind of like samurai game. They didn't really show much gameplay to it, but it looked gorgeous. Yeah, and it looked really interesting and really cool. But considering that show obviously was in Europe, I was not expecting to see them. So that was a pleasant surprise. And then really the only other thing that caught me off guard was the end of the show. So, they came back out and they were like, okay, everybody, thanks for coming, blah, blah, blah. And the way they phrased this was like they were implying that they were about to reveal a game that like we haven't seen yet. And I'm like, I'm just kind of like, like what could this possibly be? So, once they started the trailer, I'm watching this game and I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I was like, I don't think it's Death Stranding or, something like that. I was trying to think of like what all there's, like what everybody's working on in terms of their studios, stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't know what this game is. For a minute, I actually thought it was, remember the game's Siren? Yeah. It kind of looked like a new Siren game to me for like a, I want to say that's made by Studio Japan, but I could be wrong about that.
Oh, Siren?
Yeah. I can't remember.
Don't remember. I think it was made by one of the people who made like Silent Hill or Resident Evil, one of those two games, but I don't know what studio.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, wasn't the last one like for PS3? It was like in like 2008, right? Okay. So yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe new Siren, and like all this stuff happens in the trailer, and I'm watching this trailer, and I'm like, I have no idea what this game is, and it was The Last of Us 2. Yeah. And I was just kind of like, oh, like I didn't recognize any of the characters, or you know what I mean. I was just, that totally caught me off guard. Like I had no idea. That was kind of strange. It was interesting because in the trailer, they had this girl on like a rope, and one of the other chicks had a knife like up to her stomach. So a lot of people are saying that may have been Ellie's mom when she was pregnant with Ellie. but I don't know. Maybe like a flashback in the game or something
Yeah.
like that. We obviously don't know. So, yeah, that was weird. I wasn't expecting to see that. I mean, I thought we might see it again in a few months here. Like, they're PlayStation show, PlayStation Experience show.
Mm-hmm.
But, they showed it again. So, I don't know. In terms of the things that were surprising in a bad way, so again, this show obviously is based in Paris, and Sony has a lot of European studios, so like they will appear there a lot of the time because it's it just makes sense. So the game Dreams. I don't know if you heard Dreams.
Yeah, they showed it a long time ago.
They probably revealed it in like 2014 or 15.
Game where you can like create, like use the motion controls and stuff to create things.
Yeah, it's almost just like a
Are the motion control still a thing?
Well, you use them a lot more with VR now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess it's a VR game.
Which,
Yeah.
well, see, actually, we don't know if it's a VR game, but there's a lot of speculation that they have been like transforming it to work with VR, which is why it's taking so long.
Okay. Yeah,
which would
'cause I
make
think
sense.
Originally, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just with the controller, the motion, like
I think so.
sensing with the controller.
Yeah.
Now it has, like I don't know,
But that game for a couple of years now is like kind of been a limbo. It's kind of been like, where is this game? Like, what's going on with this game? And I want to say the last time I think we saw it was so last year they didn't do a European show at all.
Oh, okay.
So the last time they had a conference like this in Paris was, I'm pretty sure it was in 2015. And I think that was the last time we even saw Dreams. And it's just been kind of up in the air since then. A lot of people think it's probably not even like probably won't even come out.
Yeah. When they showed it, the last time they showed it, I was under the impression that it was like almost done. I didn't know that it was going to be like, because they were like showing things that people had made and a lot of stuff. I was like, oh, surely this will be out soon.
Yeah.
And
3 or 4 years later.
Yeah. So it was absent, which it's like kind of surprising, but I guess kind of not surprising at the same time. However, right after the show was over, they did tweet something along the lines of like, we'll be seeing them soon.
Was it being made by, was it Medium Molecule?
Yeah, it's the same creators as Little Big Planet.
Okay.
Which is why I'm so pumped, because like they're a super creative studio. I mean, they do some really innovative, stuff there.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like, where's this game at? But like I said, they tweeted that you'll be hearing from them soon. So my guess is that they will be making an appearance here in about a month at the Experience show. That's my guess. And then the one other thing that was strange was, again, I'm pretty sure this game was revealed back at this show in 2015. It was called Wild. Did you ever see Wild at all?
I think I do remember seeing a trailer for that.
I don't remember.
So it's like the creator of Rayman. And
Okay.
he went off and formed his own studio. I want to say it's called like Wild Sheep Studio or something like that. And yeah, they revealed this. They actually closed the show with it. And it looked awesome. Like, it's almost like you're just this kind of like ever-present force that you can like take control of like whatever you want. Like, 1 minute you're like you're like in a tribe and you're a warrior, and then you're like an eagle flying in the sky. And
okay, I now that you say that, I remember seeing. I read about it and
it looked really cool. And I thought for sure we would see more of that because I'm pretty sure that they're also based in Europe somewhere. They weren't there, so that was weird. We were disappointing too because like that game looks so cool to me, but we haven't really seen a whole lot of it since 2015. Of course, not surprisingly,
Quantic Dream.
yes, they were there with Detroit Become Human, which makes sense because they're actually based in Paris.
Right.
They didn't really put any hard release dates on anything either, which that's kind of a double-edged sword. I get why they don't do it. It's like we get upset when we don't get release dates, but then we get upset when we get one.
And they push it back.
Yeah. So I get why Sony has been kind of like, it'll be here when it's here. But they did say for Detroit that it would be early 2018, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, aside from, there was a little segment, where they showed a bunch of the really big stuff from third parties like COD and, so yeah, I mean, like I said, pretty good show all in all. I just think they kind of overhyped it. I mean, I mean, it was probably on the same level as E3, but just with much less
surprises.
Yeah. I mean, there were people that were upset that they didn't show any of the Final Fantasy VII remake. And I was like, we're not seeing that. I was like, and if we do, it's going to be like an E3. I mean,
yeah, and it'll be like 40 years from now. So
yeah, dude, I'll be shocked if that game ever comes out. That it makes me so happy that that I'm actually that one actually is not my favorite one.
Oh yeah.
That, and it makes me happy that I'm not a big fan of Kingdom Hearts either, because
yeah,
I don't know if that game's ever gonna come out either.
Yeah, I think they revealed that 30 years ago, and then they won't be out for another
it went in development 2006 or something.
Well, yeah. When was the last mainline one? Wasn't it 06 or something like that? I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts
is PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking it went into development 2006.
Yeah.
I mean,
which it's cool. It's that they're making it and they're putting a lot of time into it. But
I think
it gets people hyped up for it when they show the trailer, and then they're like, "But it won't be out ever."
Yeah, you will never play this game.
Yeah,
pretty. Yeah, I mean, I'm not bashing them. I know they're great games.
Yeah.
Just they didn't really resonate with me. But, it just makes me happy I'm not into them, because I couldn't imagine to wait this long. And it's just when is it ever going to come out? But
I really liked Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I just kind of, the story got really convoluted, and I kind of stopped following all the not side releases, but the ones for handhelds and everything. And so I'm not super, I'm like, oh, cool, new Kingdom Hearts, but I'm not super hyped on it.
Yeah. It's I don't know, okay, so this is actually kind of what's happened with the new South Park game for me.
Hmm.
Are you gonna say the title of it? The Fractured Butthole.
The Fractured Rob Hole.
Oh.
Ooh. I was super amped for that game, and then it got pushed back 3 times.
Yeah.
And now I just I'll probably play it eventually, but it came out and I'm like, I just don't,
we were in GameStop and we were like, did that game come out yet?
Yeah.
It was sitting behind the counter.
Yeah.
I guess it came out.
Yeah. It's just I played the demo of it and I was like, yeah, this is cool, but I don't have to have this right now. It's just I don't know. It's just once it's been so long, you just kind of don't care anymore. You're like,
yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah. Did you play the first one?
I did play a little bit of it. I didn't finish it.
Oh, dude.
It was good. It was like watching the show.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts. I don't know if you were able to, read up on what happened or if you watched it or anything like that. But
Yeah, I honestly expected to see something of Kingdom Hearts 3 because it's slated for 2018 release. Slated. And it's just getting to the point where if it is going to be released, you'd think you'd be releasing some hype videos for it by now. So that just kind of makes me think, oh, maybe it won't be 2018.
Yeah.
And I also was kind of surprised. I guess not surprised because Rockstar does things in their own time, but I expected to see something for the new Red Dead because that's also slated for next year.
Yeah, but I mean,
I feel like it can't be next year. Actually come out next year. I know they pushed, like with Grand Theft Auto, they pushed that way back.
Rockstar, they don't release a game until they're like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been seen with, Grand Theft Auto and, Red Dead has taken this long to get a new one.
I wouldn't be one bit surprised if we see Red Dead 2 next E3.
That's possible.
Because I mean, I truly think it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say they kind of implied that it might drop like this spring, but that ain't happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Red Dead, they wouldn't do that at that show. Like unless it releases first, we won't see it again till E3. So, but
you're not going to give us that Rockstar. At least give us a new Rockstar table tennis.
Oh man. What about you?
I think that samurai game looks really cool.
Yeah, it does. It looks really cool.
It was saying online that it's going to be open world.
Really? That's cool.
So I don't know how that will play out, but
we're reaching a point now where like pretty much everything made now is going to be open world. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But
hopefully it's good.
How'd you guys feel about that Spider-Man trailer?
Oh yeah.
Let's say that's another thing I'm excited for is that Spider-Man game, which is I didn't think I was going to care about it, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it just reminds me of playing Spider-Man 2 back in the day on my GameCube.
Yeah.
That game was freaking awesome. Like, especially at that time, it was like, what? I can swing around everywhere. And,
open world, what's this?
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean, I'm not really even into superheroes, but I will probably be buying that one for sure. But yeah, like I said, pretty solid. I just think Sony kind of overhyped it, which they didn't really need to do that. I mean, Sony does like 3 to 4 shows per year. It's kind of insane that they can even like show that much content, but they, which is like why they have to repeat things here and there, obviously. But because they do this show, obviously. They do the Experience show, they do E3, and they do the Tokyo Game Show. So that's like 4 shows per year they have to spread out stuff, for. So, but they usually do a pretty good job, I think. But I'm trying to think of. That was pretty much the gist of it. There was a pre-show where, they revealed a bunch of mostly indie games. Nothing super, super, super crazy or anything like that. But that was that actually, was like an hour before the actual show began. And then the actual show was probably close to about another hour long. But I don't know. I'm just pumped for 2018, obviously, is going to be probably PlayStation's year. I mean, they just have so many games that are just kind of like waiting in the wings to release, like big titles. So they did show off slightly more of the incoming add-on content for Horizon.
Oh yeah,
that actually is coming out in a couple of days, I think. So I'll be pumped to play that.
Did you check out what? Wasn't there a game that they showed off that was? I don't know if it was an indie game or not, but it was a game that they showed off that was they're like out now. Like they released it at the time of the
That is
of
cool.
that. Yeah, that's awesome when they do that. But
Yeah, I think they did, but I couldn't tell you what it was. I can't remember.
yeah, I didn't. I just saw it online, but I didn't. I didn't check it out.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, they will usually do that with at least one game like per show.
Mm,
But yeah, I just can't remember, unfortunately.
yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much all I got. I mean, like I said, it was solid, but it was just kind of another like, I mean, because they really only revealed that, you know, the new game by Sucker Punch. So if you guys have anything else,
Nope.
no.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you covered it.
Well, I did watch the live stream at work, so I was getting paid to
Yeah.
to watch the conference. Oops, I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, so I guess this could end up being a relatively short episode, but
Okay, so camera memory card filled up on the camera, so we had to restart. It was a super short episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're back. Where were we? We're talking about. We saw comments on the last videos.
yeah, there were some comments on episode 2 that were talking about Gex, their love for Gex,
Right.
which we totally,
Understand.
understand.
Yeah. Huge
They
Gex fans.
they had a couple recommendations for what else should be on a PS1 classic, like
Right.
it was like Castlevania, and
Yeah.
just
Uh,
a few games that we missed.
Ape Escape.
Yeah.
And Gex.
Yeah. And then there was a topic suggestion that we may do for our next episode, but we'll see. So yeah, we wanted to end with our segment where we read old game cases.
Yeah, so we were reading the back of a game case. We already went through this entirely, and then we realized the camera filled up. So I got Parappa the Rapper, and Game Informer says it's a bold new move in creativity. Next Generation says it's a creative gem. And Entertainment Weekly says, sounds like nothing you've played before. That's why it's so good.
Obviously.
The original music video game helped Parappa rap with the best of the master rappers and straight into Sonny's heart. Guaranteed you'll be singing and dancing along with Parappa and his pals to the most fun music mixes. And yeah, rated kids to adults. So, Parappa the Rapper, true creative gem.
Wait, can we talk about what's the difference between K to A and E for everyone?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Is K to A even still rating?
It might not be. I haven't seen it in a long time. So, but I don't know. Because, yeah, kids to adults, I really have no idea.
It's weird. All right. I have RC Revenge by Acclaim. I guess it's just like you're racing RC vehicles or something. By land, by sea, by any means necessary. Get down and dirty with these supercharged RC mean machines. Cool new cars, wild scenarios, and a whole new way to enjoy racing on the water.
Oh.
Yeah. One of the most exciting racing experiences on PlayStation from IGN.
Oh.
They said it, so it must be true.
That's true.
Tear up the track with all new vehicles, including the first ever RC boats. How would you know if it's the first ever like RC boat game? Like,
I don't know.
I guess this is like the original PlayStation, so I guess they could probably go through the catalog and be like, no one's ever done RC boats before.
I guess.
I don't know. All new movie theme tracks take you through futuristic moon bases, lost Inca temples, and more. Well, they didn't get the licensing for that, so it's very vague movie themed race courses.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. 1 or 2 players, 1 or 2 memory card blocks, Rated E for everyone.
1 or 2 memory card blocks.
Yeah.
Not K to A. E
Not
for
K to
everyone.
A. E for everyone for mild animated violence.
Okay, so kids to adults can play this one. Everyone can play that one.
Yeah.
So no old people for parappa.
No elderly, just
Well,
adult.
old people don't like rap anyway, so that's probably
That's why it's kids to adults,
Yeah.
and then it cuts off.
Yeah. 65, you can't play this game anymore.
Yeah, just wouldn't get it.
Makes sense to me. All right, well, that will do it for this episode. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Thumbs up if you liked it. Tell us why. Thumbs down if you didn't. Tell us why. We appreciate all feedback, and we will even talk about your comments live, Prestige Worldwide, right here. Boats and Hose. On that note, we'll see you next time.
I am gonna call the hints and tip line for 95 cents a minute.
Those damn roaming charges.
What? Sorry, it says 95. Oh, 95 cents a minute for auto hints. $1.40 per minute for live, questions.
Wait, you could talk to a literal person?
I guess from 7 to 7 Pacific Standard Time.
Huh.
Oh my God.
You have to be 18 years old to call the hint line, though, so... Adult.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a kid, you can't, but if you're in the adult range.
Sorry. Why would you need a hint line for a rhythm game?
That's a good question. I mean, rhythm, you either have it or you don't.
So you call the hint line, and
That's what they say.
and the auto hints are going to be like, well, press the buttons when it tells you to press the buttons, and then the live person's going to be like, well, did you try pressing the buttons at the right time? And that's the only thing they could tell you.
Is your TV plugged in?
Did you try taking it off and putting it back on? I wonder how much.
Cut the episode.
I wonder how much those studios made off of the game compared to the hint tip line.
I don't know.
I mean, you think the game was what, $50 or $40?
Yeah,
PlayStation
I've always wondered if anyone uses that because I've never caught it.
Probably more than you
We
think.
got the internet though.
Was that that generation's microtransactions?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wow. We're gonna dig into this. The next episode, we're gonna talk about hint tip lines.
Yes.
The original microtransaction.
Wow.
Wow.
Mind blown. Cut it.
All right.